Los Angeles, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences presents Oscar, the 63rd Annual Academy Awards. This celebration of the world's most compelling entertainment is proudly shared with you by the Academy. And Revlon, the most unforgettable women in the world wear Revlon. The Prudential, come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock. Today's Chevrolet, who invites you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. And the Coca-Cola Company and your local Coca-Cola bottler. Here are some of our earlier nominees. Two-time nominee for Best Actress, Whoopi Goldberg. Here's Danny Aiello, film favorite and one of tonight's presenters. Dan Weiss, two-time Oscar nominee and winner for Hannah and Her Sisters. Here's Ron Silver, Academy Award winner. The lovely Jessica Tandy, presenter and Oscar winner. Denzel Washington, last year's Oscar winner for Glory. Martin Scorsese, Best Director nominee for Goodfellas. Brenda Fricker. Debbie Allen, choreographer of tonight's show, and Jasmine Guy, star of tonight's opening performance. Here's Richard Harris. A sure nominee for next year's Oscar, Anthony Hopkins. Five-time Oscar nominee, Glenn Close. Oscar winner and former Academy President, Gregory Peck. Twice nominated for her enormous talents, Deborah Winger. Academy President Carl Malden. One of America's favorite actors, Tom Cruise. Nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Dances with Wolves, Graham Greene. The pretty woman herself, Julia Roberts. Former Oscar winner, Jodie Foster. Heavily nominated, multi-talented Kevin Costner. Pretty Woman co-star Richard Gere. Angelica Houston. Two of the stars of Godfather 3. A legend not only at Oscar time, but all year long, Mr. Bob Hope and his wife Dolores. One of the world's most magical stars, Sophia Loren. From the accounting firm of Price Waterhouse, who tabulates the balloting and guarantee the secrecy and the integrity of the results, Mr. Frank Johnson and Mr. Dan Lyle. Here's Lou Gossett Jr. A beautiful Hollywood couple, Kim Basinger and Alec Baldwin. Goodfellas nominee, Joe Pesci. And two-time Oscar Award winner, Michael Douglas. The president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences and former Oscar winner, Mr. Carl Malden.
Hello, everybody. I'm back. This is my second consecutive year, and it's the 63rd for Oscar. So welcome to our party. We're also celebrating something that started 100 years ago. In 1981, Thomas Alva Edison first applied for patents on his moving pictures camera and projector. That's right, a century ago. And the world has been enchanted by movies ever since. From their fluttering beginnings, the flickers have become an increasingly sophisticated tool for artists to express themselves. And this night, we celebrate the most fulfilling realization of those expressions. Each year, we honor the most outstanding of the films eligible for the Academy consideration. And this year, there were 465. story of civilization, for me, is written in pictures. From cave drawings to oil paintings to photography, artists have captured life and death and dreams with increasing refinements. When pictures began to move, even the most sophisticated audiences were awestruck. Those first stricken were in France, and the first projected images they saw are still preserved. So let's go to Paris, where Oscar winner Michael Caine is waiting to take us where it all began. Michael, come in, it's all yours.
Thank you, Carl. Good evening, or should I say good morning? It's 3:15 a.m. here in Paris, and I am standing in the middle of history. In this very room in the Hotel Scribe in 1895, for the first time anywhere, an audience gathered to witness a minor miracle. Pictures that moved. They came at the invitation of the Lumiere brothers, two young inventors who had come up with a most unusual device. The audience arrived not knowing quite what to expect. This is the original projector that unspooled the images onto the screen. Images of a short duration and simple subject matter. A Paris street scene, a couple with their baby, a train pulling into a station. This was the first motion picture theater. These are the original films shown that day to an audience that looked like this. And this was what it was like to be a part of history. Monsieur, s'il vous plaît.
has seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He has trampled out the wicked where the grapes of wrath are stored. His loosed the faithful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
You must remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things of right and goodbye. I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret.
Wouldn't you like to have fun? How's about a few laughs? There! Shut up! Shut up! I can show you a good time, fun, laugh, a good time, fun, laugh, good
It's a dirty war we're fighting, Andres. We gotta fight it the right way.
It's still the same old story. The fight for love and glory. A case of do or die. Don't push me.
Life captured on film. 100 years of emotion on film. Stunning collection of a reflection of life. Captured on film right from the beginning to the end. Oh
Ladies and gentlemen, your host for the evening, Mr. Billy Crystal.
I have the privilege to present the award to one of the 5 talented women who were nominated as Best Actress in a Supporting Role. If they're as apprehensive as I was last year, it would be sadistic of me to prolong the agony. So, the nominees are Annette Bening in The Grifters.
If there's anything you think we might be interested in.
Well, I have only one thing now. Are you interested?
Well, I would have to see it, of course.
You are seeing it. You're looking right at it.
Lorraine Bracco in Goodfellas.
Nobody does that to me. Who the hell do you think you are? Frankie Valli or some kind of big shot?
I forgot. I thought it was next week.
It was Friday. It was this Friday, and you agreed, so you're a liar.
Come on, we can talk about this, all right? Take it easy.
Talk about it?
Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost.
He wants me to tell you what he's saying word for word.
Molly, you're in danger.
Now, you can't just blurt it out like that. And quit moving around, will you? Because you're starting to make me dizzy. I'll just tell her in my own way. Molly, you in danger, girl.
Diane Ladd in Wild at Heart.
There. But I didn't see anything at all. And all I know is that Trish, he killed a man with his bare hands. Hands that are probably all over my baby right now.
Mary McDonnell in Dances with Wolves.
Is he chief?
No.
Takiyahu. Takiyahu.
Yanka. A holy man.
Well, in my heart, ladies, it's a 5-way tie, but in this envelope is one name. And the Oscar goes to Whoopi Goldberg.
Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted this. You don't know. My brother's sitting there, he says, thank God we don't have to listen to anymore. You can do it now. My mom's home, everybody's watching. I have to thank the people at Paramount. I have to thank Jerry Zucker for taking the time he took before he decided to use me, because it meant he was sure that it was for me. I had to thank Patrick Swayze, who's a stand-up guy, and went to them and said, I want to do it with her. I want to thank Demi. I want to thank everybody who makes movies. I come from New York. I was a little kid, I lived in the projects. And you're the people I watched. You're the people made me want to be an actor. I'm so proud to be here. I'm proud to be an actor, and I'm going to keep on acting, and thank you so much.
Stay tuned for Jack Lemmon and Madonna on the 63rd Annual Academy Awards.
She was the villain too. Every single night some young fellow would try. Because I loved the one that she would cry. Oh my, he is making eyes of me. He is almost breaking my heart. he let his pulse guide him. He was marrying me, and be merry, honey. Every minute he gets bolder. Now he's leaning on my shoulder. He's kissing me.
Very weird. Apparently that's not only the first talk, he was also the first back-end deal. All right, put it on my bill. But you know, our next presenter walked away with an Oscar for her role in Hannah and Her Sisters, nominated again last year for her work in Parenthood, and loved in Edward Scissorhands, who, by the way, is the man who apparently edited Bonfire of the Vanities. But would you please welcome a fantastic actress, Miss Diane Wiest.
Believe that love is never having to say goodbye. Ghost.
Don't you see I'm not a fake? Not about this.
Give me a penny, quick.
What?
Push a penny under the door now.
What are you talking about, push a penny under the door?
Just do it. For luck.
Sam says it's for luck.
During the evening, we'll see scenes from the other 4 nominated films, but right now, let us meet the very lovely leading lady who'll bring us to the next award, a former Oscar nominee, Miss Anne Archer.
A rose is a rose and a nose is a nose, except when it falls under the skilled hands of the makeup artist.
Get my man, and it's going to be sung for you youngsters out there. Right after Wayne Schuster and the mouse. But here she is, the NC-17 portion of our really big show. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen, Madonna.
more you resist, babe, the more it excites me. And no one-arm kiss, babe, ever bites me again, again, again. If you're on my list, it's just a question of when. When I get a yes, then maybe amen. I'm counting to 10, and then a girl can get awfully awful in the spotlight. I'm gonna love you like nothing you've known. I'm gonna love you and you all alone. Sooner is better than later, but lover, I'll hover, I'll flare. This time I'm not only getting, I'm holding my man. This time I'm not only getting, I'm hugging and squeezing and petting and talk to me, General Schwarzkopf. Tell me all about it, ooh. This time I'm not only getting, I'm holding my man.
The Oscar parade will continue with the award for supporting actor and Angelica Houston.
Because as you know, good acting is never easy. So I'm proud to say your names. Bruce Davison in Longtime Companion.
You let go of everything. You don't hold on.
Oh, Marvin.
It's all okay now. Let go.
Andy Garcia in The Godfather Part 3.
Whose idea was this?
Joey Zaza.
No!
Graham Greene in Dances with Wolves.
Buff. Buffalo stock.
Al Pacino in Dick Tracy.
No-Face dead, and I want Tracy dead. What's the matter? You bums forgot how to kill people? Doesn't your work mean anything to you anymore? I'm looking for generals! What do I got? Foot soldiers! I want Dick Tracy dead!
And Joe Pesci in Goodfellas.
And amuse you? What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Not just... You know how you tell a story. What?
No, I don't know. You said it. How do I know? You said I'm funny.
And the Oscar goes to Joe Pesci in Goodfellas.
Oh, it's my privilege. Thank you.
This just in, the FBI says it will not rest until every member of the Different Strokes cast is behind bars. That was a long one. You went like 20 seconds on me. Good. Now, in 1975, he had us laughing when he said, "I'm Chevy Chase and you're not." Tonight, he's still Chevy Chase, and his co-presenter is not, I must say. Please welcome two very funny men and my friends, Martin Short and Chevy Chase.
Hey!
Hey, you!
The category we are presenting is live-action short film.
It means films feature the live actors and are under 30 minutes in length.
I was under the impression that a short film was a film made by Martin Short.
Chevy. No. A film made by Martin Short is called a classic. No. These are short films in terms of overall length of film. You know, short meaning not long.
I see.
Yeah.
And then how would you define live action?
Oh, well, that would be a film featuring something happening on the screen that moves, like, you know, a fight or a chase, you see?
Oh, well, a chase film is a film that I appear in. Could I qualify for this award?
What is your IQ anyway, Chevy? Not by yourself. No way. But I suppose if we made a film together, it could be called a short chase film, and we could both qualify for an Oscar, you see.
And if we got Oscar de la Renta to appear in it.
Excuse me?
Then it would be a short chase Oscar film. And there would be some reason for us showing up at these awards every year, wouldn't there, Marty?
I love when you're on a roll, Chevy. It's so sad, really. But let's just continue on and announce the nominees for live-action short films this year.
And they are Bronx Cheers, Raymond D. Felita and Matthew Gross. Dear Rosie, Peter Cataneo and Barnaby Thompson. The Lunch Date, Adam Davidson. Senzeni Na, or What Have We Done? Bernard Jaffa and Anthony E. Nicholas. 12:01 p.m., Hillary Rips and Jonathan Heap.
And this year, the award for live-action short film goes to... No, please. And the Oscar goes to The Lunch Date, Adam Davidson.
This is really a great thrill. Thank you. It's also very scary, too, because it really is just a 10-minute student film I did for a class. I'd like to thank all those people who volunteered to help the student film, particularly my actors, Scotty Block, Cleabert Ford, Paul Sarnoff, Bernard Johnson, also my co-producer, Garth Stein, who's somewhere up there. Let's see, Engel Decca, Thomas Cavanis, and Stuart Emanuel, Claudia Moore, my family, my school, Columbia University. That's it. Thank you.
Guess who?
Ladies and gentlemen,
on his 50th anniversary, Woody Woodpecker.
Nominees for Best Animated Short Film are Milk, Bread, Apples. Okay, the nominees for Best Animated Short Film are This Is Ridiculous, Creature Comforts, Nick Park, A Grand Day Out, Nick Park, Grasshoppers, Bruno Pizzetto, and the winner is Creature Comforts, Nick Park.
I'd like to thank Aardman Animations in Bristol, England. That's Peter Lord and David Sproxton and all the team in Bristol. Also Channel 4 TV. And thanks to Spike and Mike for bringing me here.
We want to thank Woody Woodpecker for filling in at the last minute for Mickey Mouse. Mickey wanted to be here tonight, but he's having dinner with his new partner, Peggy Lee. Woof! Fastball, outside corner. You know, once upon a Hollywood, there was an enormously talented actor who had an Oscar, and he had an enormously talented son, and he won an Oscar, and he had an enormously talented daughter, and she won an Oscar, and may do so again tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, happily ever after, here is Angelica Houston.
Some actresses take us by storm. Some, like the lady we pay tribute to with an honorary Oscar, steal quietly into our hearts. Myrna Loy had a sweet way with a sharp line, and she could communicate more with a delicately raised eyebrow than most performers can with a raised voice. Her active career spanned well over half the history of movies. She was in the first films with synchronized sound, Don Juan and the Jazz Singer. For a while, Hollywood cast her as an exotic. But in the romantic comedies of the 1930s, the true Myrna finally emerged. In some of them, she and her great partner, William Powell, brought something new to movies. The idea that there could be life after marriage, romantic life, that is. But in all her roles, she personified grace and gaiety, warmth and wit, and above all, independence of spirit. Myrna Loy created an ideal of womanliness that is both an enduring achievement and an enduring inspiration.
Is
Simpson.
no. Try again.
Finney.
No. Try again.
Oh, I give up.
Surprise?
A husband.
You made any New Year's resolutions?
Not yet. Any complaints or suggestions?
Few.
Which?
complaints.
All right, shoot.
Well, you don't scold, you don't nag, and you look far too pretty in the mornings.
All right, I'll remember. Must scold, must nag, mustn't be too pretty in the mornings.
From her apartment in New York is Miss Loy. Congratulations, Myrna.
You've made me very happy. Thank you very much.
The Oscar show will continue with Joe Pesci and Gina Davis.
Thelma Shoemaker for Goodfellas. Dennis Berkler and John Wright for The Hunt for Red October.
And the Oscar goes to Neil Travis for Dances with Wolves.
Good trade. I grew up in a motion picture family, so this little guy represents the fulfillment of a lifetime dream. But it doesn't only belong to me. It belongs to my crew. Principally, Steve Potter, Bill Hoy, Chip Masamitsu, who helped me out of many dark corners. It also belongs to Michael Blake, who gave us a closer look at the big wounded hearts of the Native American people. It belongs to Jim Wilson, who started out as a great producer and ended up as a great friend. And finally, it belongs to a brilliant cast directed by an extremely talented director, Kevin Costner, to whom I owe a lot. And I want to say, in closing, Kevin, let's do it again.
In the film Postcards from the Edge, Meryl Streep surprises everyone with her remarkable ability to sing a country-flavored song called I'm Checking Out. I'm sure no one will be surprised when they hear our next guest sing this Shel Silverstein song, because everybody already knows she's the very best country singer in the country today. Ladies and gentlemen, the third original song nominee, I'm Checking Out, sung by Reba McEntire.
Pull back them dark and dusty drapes, let in some light. Tell bellboy, come get my stuff, 'cause I'm leaving here tonight. Oh, I packed my bags and I paid my bills, and I'm turning in my key. And if them sad souls down in the lobby ask for just tell them I'm checking out this high-grade hotel. I ain't gonna live on a lonely street no more. Oh, I found a new love and a new place to dwell, where teardrops ain't soaking the floor. So I take down my suitcase and hand me my hat. I'm going from sleazy to swell. Give that old desk clerk a dime, and you can just tell him that I'm checking out of this high-grade hotel. Well, you can give that sad bellhop my old beat-up blues guitar, 'cause I'm only gonna sing those sweet songs right now. And you can tell that old bartender he might as well close down that bar, 'cause just the looking Sally has done packed up and gone through those gray window panes. Lord, it always looks like the rain, but there's the sunshine outside, I can tell. So open up that door, I'm leaving, but I won't be back no more. I'm checking out of this high-grade hotel. I'm checking out of this high-grade
Reba McEntire. We're glad she was able to be with us tonight. Now here to a now yow younce. Boy, I wish I could do that. The nominees. To announce the nominees for art direction: a handsome man who got The Pretty Woman, and a pretty woman who got an Oscar nomination for Atlanta.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Remember me, the Macaulay Culkin of 1927? Yes, sir. I remember when they first handed out the Oscars in 1920. I was home alone, too. But that kid is something. Do you realize he's getting $5 million for his next picture? For this, do we need child labor laws? Anyway, this is the 63rd Academy Award. And I'll tell you, I love Oscar. I've seen him so many times, and I love him, that little bald head. I didn't know that Sinead O'Connor had kids. But it's wonderful to be here in person, I'll tell you that. I couldn't be here in spirit, so I'm in person. Actually, I'm here to salute and welcome back our fighting men from Saudi Arabia. Tom Brokaw and Dan Rather. No, the war was like a football game. Saddam won the coin toss and elected to receive. I tell you, it was over faster than you can learn how to say Schwarzkopf. I think it was a tough fight, but I think CNN won. It was over like a big burst. It was like Roseanne Barr sitting on a whoopee cushion. Now, here in Hollywood, we're gathered to toast a century of movie memories. Personally, I never drink on Oscar nights. It interferes with my suffering. When most people really reminisce about their first movie they saw, they get a warm glow in their heart. Not me. I tried to sneak into the theater, and I had a warm glow in my keister. The manager caught me. But let that be a lesson to you kids. Always pay to get in the movies. The Japanese need the money to pay Michael. Everybody has memories of going to the movies. It's like sex. You always remember the first one. Filmmaker Chuck Workman asked a few stars to recall their first times and put their answers together like this.
You asked me to think of movies, and movies were my absolute passion. From the first time, I didn't want to be a stage actress. I wanted to be a movie actress. And the thing that finally absolutely drove me insane was manslaughter. That thrilled me. I thought, oh, if I could do that, I'd die of joy.
I remember going to the Carthay Circle Theater as a young lad and seeing Wings.
God, I remember some Mae West, W.C. Field, Laurel and Hardy, Chaplin, of course.
I remember just almost falling into the aisles when he ate his boots.
It was a bed sheet stretched between two stores in Mississippi.
The Grapes of Wrath.
Ma. The first film I remember is The Yearling with Gregory Peck.
And I remember seeing Rudolph Valentino, and I liked him, but then there was always that terrible scene in a tent.
I just remember being at the drive-in and just looking up and thinking, wow, I want to go there. I want to do that.
The Home of the Brave.
Moulin Rouge, but I didn't think it was all that great because it was my father's movie. So when I saw Tammy Tell Me True, that was for me the real apex.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Dumbo.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Dumbo.
Bambi. Bambi.
It was Bambi, like everybody else. 101 Dalmatians.
Absolutely, he's Tarzan of the Apes.
I used to love to watch that, waiting for his, what do you call that thing?
Well, I always liked the Westerns because it's the good against the evil, with the good always winning out.
The prince rides up and he picks Snow White up and kisses her and brings her back to life and scoops her up onto his horse and rides off into the sunset. And it took me about 30 years to recover from that one.
As the witch appeared, my mother put her hand, says, under the seat, Dick, and she stuck me under the seat where I could hear them.
I remember very well a shot of a lovely lady in white walking down the stairs, and then at the bottom of the stairs was a coffin, and up rose Bela Lugosi.
It was so darn scary. I was afraid to look at it, and yet I loved to look at it. Musicals I was never impressed with.
And I remember looking up and noticing that her nostrils didn't match.
Godzilla.
King Kong. I wanted the ape to win.
The Shape of Things to Come. I still would like to believe there's such a thing as a flying carpet.
Just sat there, my mouth wide open.
Oh, first movie I've ever went to.
I remember Grace Kelly. I remember thinking that Gary Cooper, forget it, he's dead.
I remember a lot of Green.
I remember I didn't wet.
Jailhouse Rock, Elvis Presley, and sex.
It was 1957, and the movie we saw was George Formby in It's in the Air.
The Birth of a Nation. Mr. Oodle's Holiday. Gunga Din. Peyton Place.
I like Home Alone.
I think it must have had Charlton Heston in it because he was in every first movie that I saw.
The Lives of a Bengal Lancer with Gary Cooper.
First movie I ever saw was the first movie I was in. I went to the theater to see it. I was sitting alone then, like I am now.
The
first movie I ever remember seeing was Exodus. And my family just thought it was like the greatest movie ever made.
My mother took me to the Easter show. The Radio City Music Hall was Bye Bye Birdie.
Rebel Without a Cause. And I saw that one 3 times.
Lily. I saw it 9 times.
Strangers would come up and I said, I remember you in the movie, and they'd go on and they'd say, no, you were in this room and she said so-and-so, and you turned, and that look that you gave her, I said that's kind of like a little piece of time that they remembered in that picture.
It was with Burt Lancaster, with Little Bird.
I asked my mother what that said because there was something beautiful about the ruby red letters, and she said it was Ben-Hur. I thought, well, good movie. I'll catch that when I can someday.
Gone with the Wind. Let's face it, it was about me.
David Lean's Lawrence of Arabia.
I remember this little house that spun up into a tornado and landed in the middle of this perfect little land, and this little girl walking through.
John Gilbert, Garbo. They were a passion with me, an absolute passion.
And John Gilbert, was he a matinee idol?
Oh, yes. But how could you ask that? Your ignorance appalls me. Oh, God. It was thrilling.
There are more Academy Awards coming up with Whoopi Goldberg and Robert De Niro.
Ladies and gentlemen, 5-time nominee, 2-time Oscar winner, a real hero for me, Robert De Niro.
The colorful tapestry of frontier history is the third of this year's Best Picture nominations. It's a story of how Native Americans struggled fiercely to survive. A romantic white soldier joins the dignified Sioux as they battle their enemies, unfriendly tribes, the Union Army, white settlers, and harsh winters. Dances with Wolves.
You know what was amazing was Mr. De Niro gained 75 pounds to do that introduction. You know, Dances with Wolves got 12 nominations tonight. We did some research. Some years ago, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf got 13. So I think that wolf is the operative word here, folks. So with that in mind, I see that the studio development reports shows plans for the following remakes: Inherit the Wolf, Fiddler on the Wolf, Wolves of Endearment, Guess Whose Wolf is Coming to Dinner, Citizen Wolf, Dr. Strange Wolf, Bang the Wolf Slowly, and of course, Who's Afraid of Dancing with Virginia Wolves? 70 pounds. To present the next category, 2 of this evening's honorees. He's the new godfather and she's a new grandmother, and she also is an Oscar winner. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Garcia and Whoopi Goldberg.
We're talking sound effects here, all those things that go into a film to create a mood or enhance the action.
Sound effects editing is a very precise science. Thousands of snippets are gathered, synthesized, blended, and laid down carefully in a planned order.
Woof. This is you, baby.
The nominees for sound effects editing are Flatliners, Charles L. Campbell and Richard Franklin. The Hunt for Red October, Cecilia Hall and George Waters II. Total Recall, Stephen H. Flick.
And the Oscar for sound effects editing goes to announce the winner. Cecilia Hall and George Waters for The Hunt for Red October.
Thanks to the members of the Academy for honoring us. Thanks to my family for their encouragement, love, and support. Thanks to John McTiernan and Mace Neufeld for sharing their movie with us. Our terrific editors, Dennis Verkler and John Wright. Our mixers, Don Bassman, Kevin Cleary, Dick Overton, and Gary Rogers, and everyone.
We'd also like to thank everyone at Paramount Pictures, Paul Hager, all of our great sound effects editors, ADR editors, Foley editors, our assistants, everyone that really did a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
When we return, we'll continue with John Bon Jovi, Glenn Close, and Dustin Hoffman.
It is a pleasure for me to introduce my friend, John Bon Jovi.
In the earth was last night's bed. I don't know where I'm going. Only God knows where I've been. I'm a devil on the run, a six-gun lover who came in the wind. When you're born into the world, they say you're born with sin. Well, at least they gave us something. I didn't have to steal a win. Well, they tell me that I want it. Yeah, I'm the wanted man. I'm a colt to the stable. I was playing with the able Mr. Catch Me if you can. Go ahead now. He's blazing away. Take me now. Don't you? Pray the Lord my soul to keep. Well, I'm looking for forgiveness, but before I'm 6 foot deep. Hey God, I gotta ask a favor that I hope you'll understand. I've lived life to the fullest. It's a boy, time to man. Staring down a bullet, let me make my final stand. Don't you
Lifetime Oscar nominee, Glenn Close.
We strolling players would still be performing for hands full of people where there are no cameras to record our actions. Early screen actors worked in outdoor sunshine, and the people who recorded them learned to control light, to darken it, diffuse it, bounce it, and bend it. They turned their science into the art we now acknowledge as cinematography. While still working to perfect black and white movies, impatient men were experimenting with color. In 1903, some scenes in the Great Train Robbery were painstakingly colored by hand. A process called kinemacolor captured the ample charms of the legendary Lillian Russell in 1912. Technicolor was a sensational all-color process that reached its glory with Gone with the Wind. Today's faster film, smaller cameras, and sharper lenses allow modern artists to bring even more realistic, emotional portraits to our screen. The 5 cinematographers nominated by their peers are Alan Davio for Avalon, Dean Semler for Dances with Wolves, Vittorio Storaro for Dick Tracy, Gordon Willis for Godfather Part 3, Philippe Rousselot for Henry and June. Congratulations, gentlemen. And the Oscar goes to Dean Semler, Dances with Wolves.
It's a bit like facing 3,000 buffalo. I think Dances would have been a fabulous, fine movie even if it had been shot on Super 8. And Kevin and Jim, all I can say is thanks. Thanks for having me aboard. And thanks for not shooting it in Super 8. I had a fabulous crew that were very supportive, and I love them all and thank them all. My wife Annie, the blonde bombshell from Down Under, thanks. My daughter Ingrid, hi. Thanks for your love, your patience. I'm a very proud little Aussie up here tonight to accept this. And I thank you all. I thank the Academy, and I thank America. Thanks.
To present the next Oscar is an actor who knows what it's like to be nominated, knows what it's like to win, and knows what it's like to be one of the most acclaimed actors in the world. Those are nice things to know. For those of us in the under 5'8" club, he's a real giant. Ladies and gentlemen, 2-time Oscar winner, Dustin Hoffman.
Tonight's Best Picture nominees, Awakenings, Dances with Wolves, Ghost, Godfather Part 3, and Goodfellas are each considered foreign films in France, Switzerland, China, Germany, Italy, and everywhere else in the world. So tonight, in our country, the nominees for Best Foreign Language Film are from France, Cyrano de Bergerac. From Switzerland, Journey of Hope. From the People's Republic of China, Judo. From Germany, The Nasty Girl. From Italy, Open Doors. And the Oscar goes to Journey of Hope, and accepting the award, the film's director, Xavier Kohler.
I can't believe it myself. I would like to express my deep thanks to all the members of the Academy. And my special thanks go, first of all, to the family down in Turkey, Anatolia, who lost their son in October '88, crossing the mountains into Switzerland. Then I would like to thank all the Turkish crew and actors, Emin Sivas, Nur Sürer, Necmettin Çobanoglu, who did a great job on this film. And also the Italian crew and members and the Swiss crew and actors, and my producers, Alfie Siniger and Peter Futter from Condor and Catpix. Thanks a lot.
Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins will be among those who join us when Oscar returns.
My success began when I started to read books. Dreams come out of books. And the dream that came to me was to do something beneficial for as many people as I could. The miracle of Dances with Wolves is that it proves this kind of dream can come true. Hold on to your dreams. Don't let anyone take them away. Never give up. My sincere affection and love to Kevin Costner and Jim Wilson, and to three poets who inspire me all the time, Exene Cervenka, Doug Knott, and Jocelyn Heaney. Good night.
Twice an Academy Award nominee for An Officer and a Gentleman and Terms of Endearment, Miss Deborah Winger.
Go to the movie, and when Robert De Niro embraces Ruth Nelson, I defy anyone with a heartbeat to keep a dry eye. I'm talking about a scene in the 4th nominated Best Picture. It's the true story of a shy doctor's efforts to resurrect life for patients written off by others as the living dead. Believe it or not, it's funny, and it's heartwarming and inspiring and ultimately uplifting. Here is a taste of Awakenings.
It's a miracle.
Where are my glasses?
They're on your face.
Oh, thank you.
I just feel so tired. Then close the door. I'm talking.
One of the most enduring artists in the international galaxy of film stars is a man who needs no introduction beyond the one he got on this very show 28 years ago. Let's take a peek at a scene from Oscar's home movie.
It is my privilege to present the Oscar for the best performance by an actor. La busta per... Now, the winner is Gregory Peck in
Ladies and gentlemen, former Academy President and Oscar winner, Mr. Gregory Peck.
Tonight, I'm delighted to be able to reciprocate by presenting Sophia Loren with an honorary Oscar as one of the treasures of world cinema. Critics have been trying for years to describe what makes Sophia so uniquely Sophia. She's been called sunlight and laughter, a Neapolitan earth mother, a rare combination of enchanting sex goddess, delicious comedian, and consummate dramatic artist. The millions who saw and loved her Oscar-winning performance in The Women knew exactly what they meant. Playing peasant, prostitute, or princess, Sophia is poetry in motion, as you will presently see. Despite all this description, she remains indescribable and incomparable. Here she is on the screen, Sophia.
Hello?
Hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
You see, I'm really an actress.
Really?
Give your red hot mama a great big hug.
Strange how we are changed by things that seem so small.
Called me by another name. Dulcinea. Dulcinea. Sweet angel. Forgive me. Please forgive me.
Karina! Your baby is a picture of your Karina.
And yet I'm just an innocent bambina who's grown, but never has known the sweetest game of love.
Karina! So happy and like after your Karina.
In my poor heart of fire, you'll be started what's to be done for a lonely heart.
Because Karina, Karina, you know that it's true. You lovely little cat, delightful to woo. Oh, darling Karina, you know I'm so in love with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sophia Loren.
Thank you very much, Gregory, and every friend and every colleague. Your generosity fills me with happiness and great pride. I remember my first Oscar. It was so overwhelming for me that the terror of having to face you all made me find so many excuses not to be with you 30 years ago. Tonight, I'm still scared, but I'm not alone. And I will share this eventful evening with the three men in my life. My husband, Carlo Ponti, without whom I wouldn't be the person I am today, and my two sons, Carlo Jr. and Eduardo. That taught me to conjugate the verb to love. Now, 1,000 feelings scrub my heart while I'm holding this wonderful statue, and words are very difficult to find for me and to express it all in this wonderful moment in my life. So I'll try to revert in my native language and say simply, grazie, America. Thank you.
Coming up, Harry Connick Jr. and Margaret have the Oscar for leading actress.
Then his career has been just spectacular. He's won a Grammy Award earlier this year, and he had a sold-out Broadway engagement. The 5th nomination for original song is from The Godfather Part 3. It was written by John Bettis with music by Carmine Coppola. It's called Promise Me You'll Remember, and I promise you, you'll never forget Harry Connick Jr.
Promise me you'll remember this love together today. We may not have tomorrow. It's not for us to say. Fate isn't kind to lovers. It breaks the hardest hearts. Promise me you'll remember how good we are. Why do I find the sadness under your sweetest kiss? Destiny seems to whisper it won't stay like this whenever we're together. Oh, I feel time standing still. Promise me you'll remember how good we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Anne Margaret and Gregory Hines.
Thank you. We have seen all 5 of the nominated songs presented tonight, and now it's time to recap the choices and announce the Oscar winner.
They are, in alphabetical order, from Young Guns 2, Blaze of Glory, music and lyric by Jon Bon Jovi.
From Postcards from the Edge, I'm Checking Out, music and lyric by Shel Silverstein.
From The Godfather Part 3, Promise Me You'll Remember, music by Carmine Coppola, lyric by John Bettis.
From Home Alone, Summer in My Memory, music by John Williams, lyric by Leslie Burkus.
From Dick Tracy, Sooner or Later, I Always Get My Man, music and lyric by Stephen Sondheim.
And the Oscar goes to Stephen Sondheim for Sooner or Later, I Always Get My Man from Dick Tracy. The Academy congratulates Stephen Sondheim and accepts on his behalf.
Daniel Day-Lewis won the Oscar for his shattering performance last year in My Left Foot. And strangely enough, this is true, he was not the actual first choice for that role. It was actually Jerry Lewis was the choice. No, it's true, it was slightly different. He wasn't a painter, he was a waiter in the Catskills. It was, where's my brisket? Lady, I only got a left foot. I'm coming to your table soon. Don't holler, nice lady. The foot'll bring it to your table. They told me to stretch. That's what I did. But I gotta tell you, these kids. Okay, please welcome. Are we ready? Last year's Academy Award winner, brilliant actor, ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Day-Lewis.
The 5 women nominated for Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role are Kathy Bates in Misery.
Trying to get out. And here comes the cliff. And just before the car went off the cliff, he jumped free, and all the kids cheered. But I didn't cheer. I stood right up and started shouting, "This isn't what happened last week. Have you all got amnesia? They just cheated us. This isn't fair. He didn't get out of the cock-a-doodie car."
Angelica Houston in The Grifters.
That's me. That's who I am. You were never cut out for the rackets, Roy.
How come?
You aren't tough enough.
Not as tough as you, huh?
Get off the grift, Roy.
Why?
You haven't got the stomach for it.
Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman.
You're talking 24 hours a day. It's gonna cost you.
Give me a ballpark figure. How much?
4,000.
6 nights at 300 is 1,800.
You want days too?
2,000.
3,000.
Done.
Meryl Streep in Postcards from the Edge. Joanne Woodward in Mr. and Mrs. Bridge.
Your emotional destiny is to express yourself through love and self-sacrifice. All right. But no one can go through their whole life without some kind of appreciation. And most of the time, you don't seem to even know whether I'm dead or alive.
And the Oscar goes to Kathy Bates in Misery.
I'd like to thank the Academy. I've been waiting a long time to say that. I would like to congratulate all the nominees this evening, especially those in this category. Their work continues to humble and inspire me. I would like to thank everyone associated with Misery, Columbia Pictures, Castle Rock, Andy Scheinman, Rob Reiner for giving me a chance. I'd like to thank William Goldman for bringing the wonderful, crazy Annie Wilkes to the screen, and Stephen King for thinking of her in the first place. I would like to thank Jimmy Caan and apologize publicly for the ankles. And I would like to say that I really am your #1 fan, Jimmy. I would like to thank the cast and the crew of Misery. They're incredible. They were a pleasure to work with. And I would like to thank my friends watching from New York at the Sea Palace on 9th Avenue. And I would like to thank my family, my friends, my mom at home, and my dad, who I hope is watching somewhere. I would like to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Stay tuned for Jessica Tandy, Jeff Bridges, and Tom Cruise.
How nice it is to be back. If television reduces life to inches, motion pictures enlarge it to yards. And I dare say that the 5 men we nominated are themselves larger than life because they're actors. I know, I married one. Those nominated for Best Performance by an Actor in a leading role are Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves.
Crazy Boss is my post. All right, put it down. Put it down. And these are the post provisions. All right, now get your ass off the wagon. Put it down. And help me unload. We're just having a conversation. Now put it down.
Robert De Niro in Awakenings.
Sickness took me out of the world, and I fought to come back. I fought for 30 years. 30 years. And I'm still fighting. But you have no excuse. Nothing to do with me. You have no excuse. You're just a scared and lonely man with nothing. No life, nothing. You're the ones to sleep.
Gérard Depardieu in Cyrano de Bergerac.
Quelquefois, je m'attendris dans le soir bleu. De loin, je suis des yeux sous un rayon d'argent. Au bras d'un cavalier, quelques femmes. En songeant que pour marcher à petits pas dans de la lune, j'aimerais, moi aussi, au bras, en avoir une. Je m'exalte. J'oublie. Et j'aperçois soudain l'ombre de mon profil sur le mur du jardin.
Richard Harris in The Field.
Are you in there, bud? Can you hear me, bud? Can you hear me in there, Jamie? Can you hear me beyond in that mirror? Can you hear your father, son? I'm coming to get you, son. Wherever you are, in heaven or in hell.
Jeremy Irons in Reversal of Fortune.
See if you can find something. Constitution.
You do have one thing in your favor. Everybody hates you.
Well, that's a start.
And the Oscar goes to Jeremy Irons for the virtual effect.
This is great. Thank you, the Academy. And thank you, everybody who's wished me well for this. Specifically, thank you, Warner Brothers, Sovereign Pictures, Ed Pressman, Barbie Schroeder, Luciano Tovoli, our lighting cameraman, people who made me look like that, Alan Weisinger and Dick Smith. Thank you, my co-stars, Ron Silver and Glenn, for finally persuading me to do it. Thank you, Fred Spector, Anne Hutton, Sally Fisher. Thank you also, and some of you may understand why, thank you, David Cronenberg. And lastly, if I may cut the call of a telephone to London, where my wife is trying to keep awake in a hotel bedroom, I wish you were here to help me carry this, because you helped me win it. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Bridges.
Nearly 2 decades ago, Mario Puzo and Francis Ford Coppola began the saga of the Corleone family. The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2 both won Academy Awards. Now this year comes one more chapter of the chronicle in the stunning adventure of mobster mayhem, Vatican politics, personal ambition, and massive revenge. On a canvas that spreads from Sicily to Manhattan, Las Vegas to Rome, is a meticulously detailed portrait of a man's torn by his own demons, The Godfather, Part 3.
Beautiful. Godfather, this is the cake for you and your family from Enzo the Baker.
You want to do it?
Some people say there are no real movie stars anymore. I say they're wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Cruise.
At the very first Academy Awards presentation, 2 Oscars were given for directing. One for drama to Frank Borzage for Seventh Heaven, and the other for comedy to Louis Milestone for 2 Arabian Nights. Here are 5 directors whose work carries on the high standards of excellence set by their predecessors over the past century. Kevin Costner for Dances with Wolves. Francis Ford Coppola for The Godfather Part 3. Martin Scorsese for Goodfellas. Stephen Frears for The Grifters. And Barbette Schroeder for Reversal of Fortune. And this year, the Oscar for directing goes to Kevin Costner for Dances with Wolves.
I didn't trust myself. I don't. Even when I make the movies, I have to write everything down. Everyone knows that you really don't make pictures by yourself, and I accept this tonight on behalf of my friends, people that influenced my life, influenced this movie, Jim Wilson and Michael Blake. Like a special thanks to go out to Guy East and Jake Eberts and the people at Majestic, the same people who came down to Mexico and watched my little slideshow and tried to figure out through all my boyish enthusiasm that I was deadly serious about making this movie. I'd like to thank Bill Bernstein and Mike Medavoy, who made 2 movies with me and allowed me to direct this third. To Michael Ovitz for his careful reconstruction that helped me finish Dances without having to compromise my dream. And finally, I'd like to share this award with my wife, Cindy, and my 3 children, my brother, and my parents, who I'm so happy that we are alive to share this together. Thank you very much.
Next, the award for Best Picture of the Year. Barbra Streisand.
This being the 100th anniversary of the development of motion pictures, it seems fitting that we end our celebration with the award that recognizes the highest achievement in filmmaking this year. During the course of the show, you've seen segments of the 5 films for Best Picture, and each one is a remarkable combination of vision and dedication. The 5 nominated pictures are Awakenings, Walter F. Parks and Lawrence Lasker producers. Dances with Wolves, Jim Wilson and Kevin Costner producers. Ghost, Lisa Weinstein producer. The Godfather Part 3, Francis Ford Coppola producer. Goodfellas, Irwin Winkler producer. And the Oscar goes to Dances with Wolves, Jim Wilson and Kevin Costner producers.
Oh my gosh. I didn't drink any water. It was smart. Oh, I would like to thank the Academy members for the culmination of what has been one incredible dance for me over the past 4 years, and all of us. To a cast and crew who never said never, you can't do it. To Orion Pictures and Majestic Films International for their never-ending support on a film that was difficult. To our staff at TIG Productions. To my wife, Teresa, my family and friends who kept me honest through all this. And to the Native American nation throughout this wonderful country. Whose drum continues to beat and will beat forever. And to my two best friends, Kevin Costner and Michael Blake, allow me to participate in this. Thank you.
I just want to say that it's very easy for people to trivialize what we do sometimes, and they do it in ways of saying, well, if it's such a big deal, how come nobody remembers who last year won the Oscar? And I've got a real flash for you. I will never forget what happened here tonight. My family will never forget what happened here. My Native American brothers and sisters across the country, especially the Dakota Sioux, will never forget. People I went to school with will never forget. Dances with Wolves won this year, and while it's not as important as the rest of the world situation where it sits, it will always be important to us, and we thank you for this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a good time. We did. Now it's time for me to ride off into the sunset. There you go. There's a little something for yourself here. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks very much. The Reason a Horse, my new movie opens June 12th. It's called City Slickers. There's 1 billion people watching. What am I, nuts? Good night, everybody.
The 63rd Annual Academy Awards, brought to you by Today Chevrolet, who invites you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America, and J.C. Penney, where fashion comes to life. Continental thanks the Academy for selecting it to provide transportation. Continental, taking off with a new look and a continuing commitment to give the best performance in the air. Hilton, which has invested over $1 billion to raise the standard of hotel excellence, is pleased to have provided accommodations for the Academy Awards. Hilton Hotels and Resorts. For Oscar and the 63rd Annual Academy Awards, this is Charlie O'Donnell speaking.
This is Ted Koppel. Later tonight on Nightline, let's say you live overseas and the only thing you knew about America was shaped by Hollywood movies. That view of the U.S. might be pretty warped tonight.
Now, stay tuned for Rochester's first choice for news. News Source 13.
Steve Sachs and hot music from Kathy Dennis into the night. Late night.
eligible Academy members are asked to vote for nominations for Best Picture. Other nominations are voted by members who are specialists in each field. Winners are decided by vote of the entire membership. Only members who attend special screenings may vote in the documentary, short films, and foreign language categories. Results of the secret voting are known only to the independent accounting firm of Price Waterhouse until the sealed envelopes are opened on the air.